Okay people, this will be my new series. I'm calling it the worst and best of. And what we're gonna do here is take any fighting game character and list all versions of them from worst to best. And to make this more fun, to add some life to it, we're gonna add non-canon shit. So movies included, animes included, comics included. All to determine the worst and best version of said characters. This should be fun, right? Who should we start with? You know what? Let's come out swinging. People, Queen Sindel. What is the best version of Queen Sindel and what is the worst? And you know what? Before we get into it, let's name a couple of cameo appearances. We're not going to include them because they were too short. Mortal Kombat 4 comics, we see Sindel. And she's talking to Tanya's dad about refugees. Wait, what? Yes, Tanya's dad. But one of the refugees was Quan Chi lurking in the background. Gave her a present, she opened it, blam. It was a gateway to a portal, Shinnok invaded, and the next time we see Queen Sindel, she was laying flat on her back looking up at the lights. That was it. Terrible appearance. Pointless including it. The Malibu comics, we see a Queen Sindel here, but she's a damn NPC. Can't fight, has no powers, done nothing. So this is pointless being included. A Mortal Kombat Legacy. We see a good Sindel, but here's the problem. She's a damsel in distress. Doesn't look like Queen Sindel, can't fight, has no powers, nothing. She was running off with Kitana, got caught by Shao Kahn, their version of Shao Kahn. That is hilarious. But yeah, she done nothing. Poor version of Sindel. Ended up offing herself so her spirit could make Kitana stay good. Yeah, she was basically out of the story before you could even blink. Essentially just a cameo. What we're looking for here is, are they true to the character? One, did they have an impact? Did they have a presence? Are they credible? Those are the things we're looking for. Let's go. The worst Sindel for me, I'd say Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And let's just say no one from this cast is winning an Emmy or an Oscar. This Sindel was abysmal. Oh my goodness. And let me just say this, it's not that the story of the character was bad, it's actually truer to Sindel than some of the Sindels we're gonna mention later on. But the acting, performance and delivery completely threw me off. I couldn't take her seriously. This shit was almost like a parody. The delivery of her lines, her acting, her poor fight scenes, yeah, this, bro, couldn't get into it. And I often joke that if you want to enjoy Mortal Kombat Annihilation, bring some friends around, bring alcohol, drink and consider it a comedy and you'll be fine. Because this was damn near a parody, let's be honest. And let's not just come down on her alone because the majority of the cast underperformed. Robin Shou, decent actor, performed well in the original Mortal Kombat. When it came to Mortal Kombat Annihilation, a clear step down in his acting performance and delivery. Even Kitana was bad, Shao Kahn was horrendous. So yes, she's not alone in that regard, but like I said, that performance was woeful and it tanked the character and I couldn't take her seriously. MKX Sindel. This Sindel was completely garbage. Here you have a Sindel that came off MK9 with that impact. Now she's essentially a jobber, a revenant, a lackey. No impact, gets her ass kicked 99% of the time. You even had a scene where she brings up the fact that she killed everyone in the blink of an eye, then loses one-on-one to Cassie Cage. And you might say, well yes, she didn't have Shang Tsung's souls. Okay, cool. But should a base Sindel be losing to Cassie Cage in a one-on-one fight? Is this god-awful power scaling, or are we still running with the narrative that all Revenants are completely garbage? Because we saw what happened when a base Sindel faced Cassie Cage in Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, right? Sindel whooped that ass, needed no souls. But yeah, this Sindel is garbage because she's a weak Sindel, she had no impact, no presence, couldn't win a fight, and was damn near forgettable. Barely remember she was even featured in the game. And coming off MK9 to this, yeah, garbage.
Nice offer, mommy dearest, but I'll pass.
Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath's Sindel. Now immediately people are gonna say, what the hell? You should have put her last place. They butchered her character. Yes, they did. Turned her into a gold-digging Thotiana. Definitely a complete opposite of what the character was supposed to be. Essentially what they'd done here in wrestling terms was turn her full-blown heel. Turned her completely into a villain. But here's the thing, she at least had impact and a presence. We can't deny that, and this is one of the more powerful versions of Sindel. And I remember playing through her and Shao Kahn's chapter. I'm like, what the hell? It was like a train wreck, but an entertaining train wreck for some reason. Here you have Shao Kahn, who had his ass handed to him in the base game, now running through everyone like a knife through cheese. Here you have Sindel, one-shotting Sonya, now beating the brakes of Cassie Cage, Johnny Cage, beating up Kung Lao, and of course the big reveal when she met up with Kitana and proceeds to tell the world that she was never brainwashed and she was always evil. Doubling down. It's almost like they were trolling the fans at this point, and of course said she killed King Jarrett. Yeah, they went in. They went over the top to get some reaction. And I get it. Definitely butchered the character, but like I said, this is how I'll put it. It's like an actor given a shit role but goes out there and kills it. A wrestler given a bad gimmick but goes out there and kills it. And that's how I feel about this Sindel here. She leaned into that Thotiana role well. Put it this way, if you never knew Sindel was good, and you played this story, you would think, damn, she played a good villain. And that's what I'm talking about. She killed the role. It just so happened she killed her original character along with it. Tragic.
Try that on me.
One-shotted.
I want her. A fearless gladiator like you would entertain well in our arena. Until your death, of course.
Mom used to say, death smiles at everyone, but the Blade women, we smile back.
Owned.
Not smiling anymore, are we?
Yeah, she was a beast. Jade washed. Oh no, people, this moment.
Please, Mother. What spell has Shao Kahn used on you this time?
Uh-oh.
Naive girl. Your mother is not bewitched. She never has been.
Oh dear, oh
She
dear.
had a husband and a kingdom, and you took them away.
Oh, Kitana. My first husband, your father, was a fool.
Damn.
Jarrett believed that we were no better than commoners. He refused to assert the privileges of our throne. He traded away our powers, our divine rights. Edenia grew weak and vulnerable. Then Shao Kahn invaded, embracing his power, taking what was his. Here was a man unashamed to assert his privilege, and who vowed to protect mine. I had found my true love.
Thotiana.
And to consecrate our bond,
Uh-huh.
I killed Jarrett for him.
Whoa.
You should have stayed dead.
Please, that wounds me, daughter.
I am prepared to do much worse.
She beat her.
Learn or be punished, child.
Let's actually get to some decent Sindels. I'd say Mortal Kombat 3. This was her first appearance, therefore making it one of the most iconic. This is when we actually saw what she looked like, the look, the scream, everything. Of course, she was brainwashed here, but still good. Of course, this was a 2D era, so we didn't get to see much of the story and see their actual interactions. But you see in Kitana's ending, she manages to rescue Queen Sindel and talks back some sense into her, and we get back the good Sindel. And of course, they start running Edenia again, so a decent version of Sindel. But you'll see there's better ones later on. Mortal Kombat 9. Wow, everyone remembers this one, right? Now, of course, this is a brainwashed Sindel again. And of course, everyone remembers that moment. In fact, a lot of people hate her for it, where she damn near bodied half the cast. And you know, people argued it was lazy writing just to kill off all these characters. And then the very next game, she's a no count. That epic moment to be nothing in the very next game. And now we're missing out on all these characters. So people weren't feeling her for that. And of course, some of her character story background was retconned from MK3. But as you can clearly see, this is a bigger moment than anything she done in MK3, and is literally one of the biggest moments in any Mortal Kombat game. Everyone remembers this shit. So yes, she was very impactful, and you see in her ending, after the spell is broken, we get back the good Sindel with a decent ending. But guess what? Non-canon. She didn't break no spell, she didn't defeat no Shao Kahn, she was killed by Nightwolf, then became a revenant for Quan Chi, then produced a stinker in MKX. So as good as this ending was, never happened. So there's that.
Upon her and millions of others throughout the realms. She dissolved the sorcery that bound Edenia with Outworld and began restoring her realm to its former glory. The many races of Outworld were impressed. Not only had Sindel defeated Shao Kahn, but she had shown great leadership in chaotic times. They willingly offered her their allegiance. Under Sindel's governance, the realms of Edenia and Outworld remain merged in spirit.
Okay, the last two, and in my opinion, these are the only true depictions of Sindel, as in true to the character, showing her good side without the brainwash shit. And that goes to 3D era Sindel, so that's essentially Mortal Kombat Deception and Armageddon. She didn't do much in Armageddon, but more so Deception. And why is this one of the best? Because she's true to the character. What are the key traits you want? You want her to be good, tick. Have powers, able to fight, not some damsel in distress. Cared for her kingdom, her daughter, her family. Okay? That's what people want out of Sindel, and that's what you got in Mortal Kombat Deception. She also had one of the best endings in the game, where you see Sindel go to rescue Kitana, actually ended up killing Onaga and freeing her daughter. A fantastic feel-good ending. Let's go, Sindel. But guess what? Never happened again. Because we all know Shujinko defeated Onaga. And Liu Kang actually ended up breaking Onaga's spell on Kitana. So as good as this ending was, never happened. But it showed that she loved her daughter. So the only thing Sindel is missing in this era is actually big canonical wins, big moments. That's the only thing she was missing. She was the best Sindel until Mortal Kombat 1. And in my opinion, like I've said in a previous video, this is the best Sindel. They finally got it right after how many donkey years. So we have a good Sindel that has the right character. As in, she loves her family, her husband, her daughter, her kingdom. Okay? And she's not a damsel in distress, not some random woman running around with a baby. No, she can fight, she has a backbone, she has powers. Had a presence and had an impactful role on the story. And of course, she was given her own chapter where we see her relationships fleshed out. We also see her on the front line fighting off the rebellion. We see her wash Nitara, wash Rain, wash Reiko, defeat General Shao. So she had credibility, feats, all canon. And of course, we finally got a chance to see Sindel interact with King Jared, something we had never seen in any game. So yeah, this is over. She had all the tools, all boxes are ticked. The number one Sindel is from Mortal Kombat 1.
You are relieved, General.
The amulet, Your Majesty. I hate to disrupt, but we must act quickly to save Earthrealm.
Is that the command of my creator?
No, Your Majesty. It is the request of a friend.